Well, hello, it's good to have you with us again today. Now, we said there are three powerful reasons why we don't do what we want to do, why we struggle to keep any New Year's resolutions we might make. The second reason is the world, or this world system, which seeks to draw us away from what is good and right. The Bible is clear in 1 John 2, verses 15 to 17. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For everything in the world, the cravings of sinful man, the lust of his eyes, and the boasting of what he is and does, comes not from the Father, but from the world. The world and its desires pass away, but the man who does the will of God lives forever. There's no doubt that today in the West is in dire straits, with uncontrolled immigration, identity politics, intolerant progressivism, with politicians seeming more interested in lining their own pockets rather than putting first the needs of the communities that they are supposed to serve. Social breakdown is everywhere, with the UK leading the world when it comes to family breakdown, with married couples decreasing as they choose to cohabit and single-parent families on the rise. We are renowned for our rates of binge drinking. NHS waiting lists are at a record high. Police are solving fewer and fewer real crimes while virtue signalling by taking the knee or painting the police cars in rainbow colours, or arresting people for praying or hurting someone's feelings online. Meanwhile, there's a real cost of living crisis in our country, with the levels of mental health in the youth and loneliness among the elderly. It's a national embarrassment. Without a great move of God, the West will fall. It might take 20 years, it might take 100 years, but it is inevitable. And yet we are not without hope. The Bible tells us in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 4, the one who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. When Jesus died on the cross, it seemed that evil had won. And yet the very darkest day in history turned out to be the greatest day in history, as Jesus rose from the dead and defeated all sickness, suffering, and death. Today, Christians must accept that we are outsiders in a secular world and stop caring about what others think of us. We must live with far greater spiritual discipline, not just in prayer and immersing ourselves in the scriptures, but radically reordering our lives as we centre our lives on Christ alone. And we must lean more on each other and grow together, being willing to sacrifice if necessary, to care for our fellow Christians in an increasingly hedonistic and hostile world. With Christ's help, we can enter 2025 with confidence and ultimately to eternal life with him. Thank you.